Hola, amigos. Welcome back to another episode of the TDT podcast.
Hey, I
And
thought we were
today,
doing a cold open.
I was going to kind of literally be like, and today we have some exciting news. Andrew got a new phone.
Well, spoiler alert. I got a new phone. Yes, I switched from Android to Apple finally.
Whoa. We're going to pause here. Okay.
No, we're not.
Are we going to edit that little bit out of like,
No,
what?
I'm keeping all this in.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Our cold opens aren't that cold. Our cold opens are more like thawed opens.
That is a good point. All right, let's start over.
Now it's good. Okay, now it got good.
See, I told you.
It got good. So I guess we will roll with it. Sorry for that little scuffed bit of an intro type thing, but yeah, Andrew got a new phone.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's about it. Yeah. The topic of today's video is going to be answering life's biggest questions, part 2.
Part numero dos.
This episode, the first time, actually did pretty well.
It
So, I guess we're doing a part 2. I hope you all enjoy it. So let's just get into it.
The biggest question first.
Yes, question numero uno: is free will real, or is it just an illusion? In other words,
Can you repeat that? I didn't catch that.
Okay, so basically, is free will real? Do we actually have free will, or is it just an illusion? Or in other words, does fate exist? And if so, do we even have free will? Because
No, fate does not exist.
I mean, I don't know enough really about that crap, but I feel like it kind of does to a degree.
Well, okay, like fate and destiny are kind of like the same.
They definitely are. They're different
They're
words.
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that stuff is kind of bullcrap. Because, like, I mean, obviously, like, you have a set future, right? You just don't know it. But you don't have, like, a certain destiny to fulfill. Like, you can change your career paths.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like, you don't have this one set thing. Now, obviously, the word destiny is stretched out because of, like, movies and stuff. And, like,
Yeah. It's not like that. It's not like you have a quest to complete.
Yeah.
I feel like fate and destiny is more like, oh, you're fated to be a father, or you're fated to.
Well, like fate is usually used in a negative way.
Not really fate. Like it's your fate. Like that's
your fate to die in this horrendous death. Like I feel like
that's
that's
not how I view it at all. Okay, maybe it's like it's your destiny to be a father. Like it's your destiny.
You must choose. Yeah, but anyway.
Accomplish this, but like you have control of how you get to that. I think.
Yeah.
But like it's still your ending point or your big thing in life.
You choose basically. So yes, free will. You choose how your life goes. That this destiny, like your life has to go this certain or it's going to go this certain way. I don't think that's real. But
I think it's really like much broader than people think. Like, oh, I'm destined to be a doctor. No, I think it's just you're destined.
What if you fail med school? You're not destined to be a doctor then, are you?
Yeah, I mean, but then they'll argue, whoa, then I guess I wasn't destined to be a doctor. But exactly, I think it's much more broader. I think it's a broader term. Like, oh, you're destined to continue your family line, and you're destined to, inspire others or teach others. Like, even if you're not a teacher, you can still teach other people. Or you're destined to empower more people, or you're destined to help people. Or, I mean, some people, I guess, are destined to bring others down. I guess it's just the way you look at it, but I think it's much more broader than you're destined to complete the quest and save the queen. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's much broader than that. So, yeah, that's my views on that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. No, that was funny. Yeah.
So, our next question is, where is the line between art and not art?
What?
So, like, is there a line between?
Ask my art teacher that I had last year.
I mean, hey, the human body is art sometimes.
Yeah.
People literally be like drawing a line and it sells for $3 million. It's like, dude, I think art is just so opinionated, but also there's some complete bullcrap out there. Like, that's not fucking art, I feel like art has to convey a message in a way. And, the artist, I guess, could say, like, oh, this line represents the path you take in life. Like, bro, it's literally a fucking straight line, dude.
Facts.
Like, come on, man. I don't think that's art. I think art has to have some sort of
Meaning behind it.
visible meaning, not just like a meaning. Like, again, like a straight line, it could have quote unquote a meaning, but I mean, like, it has to have like a visible meaning. I think, like all the famous artworks, they're like you can tell like what the artist is trying to get at. I feel like for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and also like, I mean, it doesn't really make sense if you just like make like you said, like if you just draw a straight line, like no judgment here. We're not judging, but like,
Oh, I'm judging you, bro.
if you draw a straight line and sell it for $3 million, that kind of.
Hey, yeah, no, you're getting bread. You're smart, if anything, but I don't think it's art exactly.
Thanks.
I think it's a side hustle that I'm trying to get in on. Next question. What should be the goal of humanity as a collective people, the species that is human? What should our collective goal be?
I think the goal for humanity is. Oh, I just dropped my phone. I think the goal for humanity itself.
Not the new apple.
No, not the new apple. No. But I think the goal for humanity in a general sense is not, coming out of like poverty and stuff and getting everything to where it's like equal for everybody, and just in the terms of general future, less poverty, all that stuff. And definitely I would think, I mean, I don't want to see them colonize Mars. Like that would be sick if we could go to other planets. I mean, you've seen all the sci-fi movies. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the goal. Now the goal is also not to rid the planet of all of its natural resources and turn it into a hellscape. But I feel like in general, yeah, you build futuristic, electric, like bioenergy type stuff.
I think, honestly, the goal of humanity, we have clearly evolved to be the most intelligent species on this planet, unless there's something out there we don't know about. But it's pretty clear that we are the most advanced on this planet. And I think it's our responsibility to keep that planet healthy, because at this current rate, it's not. So I think the main goal should be to establish sustainable relationships with our environment and to become united as like one global people, not countries, but like one Earth. You know what I mean? I think that would be sick. One, unified people can get a lot of crap done. And it probably won't happen in a really long time, but, and I think our other goal should be to keep, everything, like, keep humanity going. You see in, like, all the sci-fi thrillers, people always trying to keep, like, humanity going. And I think at the root of any species, their ultimate goal is to breed and to keep that species going. You know what I mean? And I think we are an animal, technically, so I'm just saying, like I think our ultimate goal is to keep humanity going, but I think we should make it to be like more sustainable with the environment and stuff like that, because at this rate, it ain't gonna be there in years. You know what I'm saying?
I think we need to evolve to where we have tails and we can camouflage.
Why? Dude, tailbones are the most useless thing ever. Okay, this is really off topic, but you just got me started on tailbones. I have to do freaking like sit-ups all the time for cross country, and my tailbone, I swear to God, I'm getting my tailbone surgically removed. It's the most annoying thing ever, dude. It is so stupid. Like, come on, man. It's just the dumbest thing. It hurts when you're like on. You remember in Ellis, when you'd be on the gym floor doing like sit-ups and crap, and your tailbone would be hurting? It's the worst. It is the worst. We don't use our tails. We don't have tails. Why do we have a tailbone? Tailbones are shrinking.
Evolution.
Our tailbones are shorter than our parents' tailbones. It's very minimal, but it still technically is, because they're decreasing because we don't use them, and they're just in the way, and they're annoying. Ugh, I don't like tailbones.
Rant.
Anyways, sorry about that, guys.
Carter's daily rant. He only gets one per episode now. That's the rule.
Yeah, one rant per episode. I just used mine on tailbone. Hey, it's a good use, I feel like, they're freaking. We need to talk about tailbones more, guys, because they suck.
100%. What is the next question, though? Bless you.
Sorry about that. What does it mean to live a good life?
It depends on the actually, this is funny because we were talking about this in psychology earlier today. But I think it just depends on what you feel like you should have accomplished. Our psychology teacher gave us an example of how, like, most people, when they're super old and on their deathbed, most people, in fact, you should do this. Most people feel happy about their life. They feel accomplished. They feel like they needed to do, like they got done what they needed to do, which was, it can be from getting a job, creating stability, raising a family, doing whatever that is, whatever your life goal is. Having a good life means you accomplished everything you wanted to, been everywhere you wanted to go, all that type of stuff. And I feel like a bad life is if you're lying on that deathbed and you're thinking, wow, my life was a waste, can I get a redo? Then your life, you didn't live a good life like you wanted to.
I think this question is extremely opinionated, just like kind of the art one. I think it really depends, like Andrew said, like on your life goals and what you want to achieve. If you want to be a doctor and you don't end up achieving a doctor, like becoming a doctor in your life, you might be kind of disappointed and you might not consider that a good life. And of course, you probably have some other bright spots, but if that's your main focus and driving passion, then you might think your life, you might want to redo, like Andrew said. But if you do achieve your goal, then I think it's a good life. It really depends on your goal. And I think if you can achieve your goal that you want, like if you're happy, then it's a good life, I feel like. And if you, help others and you just be a good person, and I feel like you had a good life.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless you're into like killing people and stuff. But
that's different. Then you belong in an asylum.
I mean, bro, if like if say like someone's goal was to like mass murder people and then they achieve that, they'd probably be pretty happy, dude. I feel like, they'd be like, hell yeah.
We're just gonna stop this there before this gets too controversial.
Gotta go on another rant about mass murder.
Yeah, that you already wasted your one chance.
You're right. I'm sorry. Dang it, stupid tailbone. They got me again. Okay. Fuck.
What was that? What was that?
Moving on.
You just barked like a dog. What?
Okay, so I was leaning back in my chair and it slid out a little bit, and I got really scared. I was like,
his light flashed before his eyes.
I was literally like leaning back in my chair, and
that question that you just asked. That question that you just asked about your self-worth, the answer to that came to you in that split second where you thought you were gonna fall back.
I am worth living.
What is the actual question?
Will humans as a species ever go extinct?
Yes.
And how will they go extinct if they do?
Because some idiot will set off a nuclear explosion or some stupid crap like that, and then we're all going to be doomed. And yeah, it's not going to be any fun for anyone. But you know what?
Bro,
you're telling me a nuclear fallout would be fun? Bro, what is wrong with
you? Dude, that's literally like one of my worst fears. Like a nuclear fallout or like a really deadly virus that like spreads around the globe.
You know what also is Carter's one of his biggest fears is crazy people.
Dude, yes! That's what I was about to say. Like a virus that spreads around the world and like turns people into like zombies.
Y'all ever seen The Maze Runner? You know exactly.
Bro, the cranks. I had nightmares for months because of that movie. Like snakes and people like that, like the cranks or whatever, are my worst fears. And dude.
The cranks are freaking scary, bro.
Probably top 5. Bro, they are. Because they're like partly still human. You said that's the scariest part because like zombies are fully gone, I feel like. But like the cranks.
Zombies are physically impossible to actually develop.
Yeah, I know, but like the cranks could like theoretically happen if we got like a brain virus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, dude, I swear one of my worst fears ever is that. Like if like I see a crackhead, like I'm staying on the other side of the street. I swear to God. Like, I'm good,
Yeah.
Chief.
Yeah. I feel that. I honestly do. Oh, by the way, y'all, we're playing 8-ball, or not 8-ball, cup pong in the middle.
Yeah, I have me record this.
It's currently a 1v1, like one cup, and it's so intense.
Well, I actually just drained my cup, so
Oh no!
we should have like a cup pong tournament on the podcast.
That would be so funny.
That'd be lit.
That would be so funny.
Anyways,
let's move on to our final question of the day.
we never actually answered how the human species will go extinct. Actually, you did. Nuclear war. I think we're gonna, honestly, if we don't change the way, if we keep the current patterns that we're keeping up, that honestly there won't be a planet for us to live on in like 50, like not 50 years, but like 100, 200 years. So, like, I'm not like super like, I might be I'm coming off as like super hardcore like environment like tree hugger, and I'm really not, like, you know, but I care about the planet and stuff, because again, one of my worst fears is like not having a planet.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I
like
think
just destroying the planet. It's like, bro, I feel like it's like it was a gift that we found this stuff, dude. We haven't found like another planet that could ever support life. Why are we wasting the one that we have trying to go to another planet? I like, I understand why people want to go to space, but like, why don't we protect the planet that we currently have first? You know what I mean?
You have a very strong point, yeah.
So, my thoughts. Deep thinker. Think deep.
We only deep think here on the podcast.
It's not the only thing that's deep here in the podcast.
Please don't ever say that again.
Okay.
Andrew has had enough.
The final question of today's episode is, we've covered this one before, but we're going to go into a bit more depth this time. Was Thanos correct? Was he right? And what we mean by this is, was his theory of eliminating half the population was it the right choice? Like, was it necessary, I guess is what we're trying to say.
Okay,
here's probably not morally correct, but like,
yeah, okay, so that's what I was just about to say, is the moral thing is that it was completely ridiculous. However, it's not the most evil thing a supervillain could do. If you think about it, he was doing it because he believed that it was the right thing to do to help the universe survive.
Exactly.
Now, it was nowhere close to being morally right by any chances at all. But the fact that it was randomly assigned, and he did it for not only population control, but so that the population that does remain has more resources so they can carry on more generations.
Yeah.
I feel like, obviously, it's a horribly evil concept, but I don't think it's the most evil thing that could have been done with the Infinity Stones.
Well, here's the question with it. We're at about 8 here, like using Earth as an example. We're about 8 billion people now. If we cut it in half, that would take us to 4 billion, correct? Mm-hmm. And in 1974 to 75, we were at 4 billion. So in another 50 years, is he gonna like come back and do it again?
That is a good point.
Like, if it were me, I would have probably, expanded the world so more people could live more comfortably.
Yeah, like create more planets and stuff.
Double everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not the amount of people on there, like double the amount of resources, double the amount of space, double the amount of homes, double the amount of everything. And then it would have been able to it would have been just the exact same thing, but the other way. Instead of reducing half, he would have doubled half. You know what I mean?
I know. So, I know what you're talking about. And like making more planets and stuff, like he could physically do that. So I feel like his motive wasn't horrible. I just think the way he carried it out made it evil.
He wanted space to be like a better place for everyone, and everyone to like be able to live better, correct?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way he went about it was probably a little bit screwed up, but I mean, I think that in his mind, it was okay. It was justified, I think.
I think so too. I think you have it's definitely a strong point.
And like, yeah. And like, there's the fact is that we are going to have to employ some sort of population control. I mean, it's not going to be wiping out half the planet, but like the Earth is more every day more people are being born, and every day the rate of people being born is going up faster. So eventually, we might have to like start limiting the amount of kids people can have. This just got really dark and I feel really bad, but it's kind of the truth,
Yeah.
Like it's really sad to think about, but I mean it's true. In 50 years we've doubled 4 billion people. That's a lot of people in freaking 50 years, Like
it's
the
an
more
insane amount of people.
Yeah. The more people that are around means the more babies that are being made, you know what I'm saying? Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the CDD podcast. Let us know your opinions to these questions. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.